Hello and welcome. My name is Chrissy and I live here in Australia. And today I'm going to be giving you a channeled prediction reading. I thought it'd be just nice because it's the 1st of February, so we'll just do a bit of an update on the current energies. And I just channel my guides through to you and we'll just see sort of what comes up leading into 2022 on the date of the 1st of February. And we're into another year. It's crazy, isn't it? Life is moving so fast again. So I'm just going to close my eyes and we'll just get started. Now I'm getting that the apocalyptic filters have been taken off. So it's almost like they're showing me a coffee filter. So the papers that we put in the coffee filters that filter through the coffee, they're being taken out and it's like they're being washed and they're being cleansed. So this is a calming of the energy. So when you clean a filter of any sort, it doesn't matter if it's in your coffee filter or what it's in, whenever you clean a filter, everything flows a lot better. So the coffee drips through, everything just goes through a lot better when it's not clogged up with gunk. So this is why they're showing me kind of that cleaning of the filter, and the apocalyptic kind of energies are subsiding now. So I'm getting that it's showing me like when a wave hits a wall, it kind of goes right up and then it just goes back down and it just calms. So I feel like there's going to be just in that next month or two, there's going to be sort of a little bit of a feeling of calm. It's almost like that mass panic and that fear and that chaotic energy is going to start to find a little bit of calmness. And that's starting to sort of filter through and trickle through society. I can feel that that's kind of happening already around the globe. There's a few places that are slowing down in the sort of magnitude of the obviously the virus, because that's been the dominating force that's been going on around the globe. And I really feel like there's going to be a little bit of calm and a little bit of settling. I'm not saying that it's over. I'm not saying that by any means, but I am saying there's just going to be like a few moments going forward in this immediate future that we can actually sort of catch our breath and just sort of chill out for a little bit, because it's been like this high energy frequency that everyone's been running on for a couple of years, and now it's like that wave, it's gone up and it's just slowly going back into sort of the shore. So I'm getting this little bit of calm at the moment, and it's just an interval. It's saying that it's not over. It's just an interval, and it's just a time for everybody to kind of catch their breath. So look at it as a time to catch your breath and put your focus onto other things, because distraction's always going to help you through this kind of turbulent journey as well. So that's why there's those moments of calm, just to help you to get recentered, refocused, to catch your breath again. And that's definitely what I'm getting, is that sort of calmness, temporary calmness, I would say, is the word, being temporary. I don't think it's going to really last for that long. Now they're showing me sunsets, so I'm getting be aware of the sunsets. Now, I feel like this is around trickery. So when we think of sunsets, it's something that a lot of us really enjoy. Sunset is something that we love to sit out, like on our veranda here in Australia, and we'll have, especially in the country, you'll have a nice cool drink, or some people might have an ale out on their back deck and watch the sunset. Sunsets can be absolutely magical, beautiful, and they have a way of sort of forcing you into that now moment, but they're also warning you. So I think what the warning is here is, when you're finding that sense of calm and that sense of peace, you also have to be prepared to know that what the message really is, that when it's sunset, it's bringing in darkness. So sunset is followed by night. So this is what they're saying to you. So whenever there's like that little bit of temporary calm, you have to be aware of the darkness that might follow that. But then there's always the dawn. So there's kind of, what they're saying to me is, there's this cycle where it kind of keeps repeating. We have these little lulls, but then there's the darkness again, and the fear and the anxiety and everything being pushed again. And then there's the light comes again. So there's the sunrise. So this is kind of the cycle that they're showing me that this is what's kind of happening. But you always have to be prepared when it is a calm and there is that sun setting, that it's sometimes bringing that darkness as well. So that's why I'm saying I don't think this is over. I think 2022, we've still got a lot going on. Things aren't going to just dissipate and it's all over. That's not how this is going to work. So I'm definitely getting that energy of like watching that sunset, but behind the sunset comes the darkness, and just to be aware of that as well. Now, it's not all doom and gloom and negativity and fear just being pushed on mass as it has been. I really always talk about that sometimes positive things can come out of negative situations. And I know sometimes when you're in things, it's very hard to see that. But sometimes these things happen for reasons. When things are being pushed back, and governments and other sort of places of authority are trying to implement powers and restrictions, and these things are happening and they've got their agendas. Sometimes this pushback can be a positive thing because it can actually bring change. So things that we might have just accepted in the past may no longer be getting accepted. And I really believe this is around a lot of the common laws and the common practices within our societies. I think people are going to really push back. And not only is it about getting freedoms back, but it's about having our say in how we want to develop our countries and what decisions and choices we want to be given moving forward. So it's not just about handing our power over and allowing them to make our choices. This is about the freedom fighting, is about people having their voices heard, standing up for themselves, and also having input into that decision making moving forward. And that's why I really believe like the truckers and the freedom fighters right around the globe, it's not just the truckers. I mean, they're doing an incredible job, you know. Shout out to those truckers in Canada, because wow, the whole world is really watching you guys. But all around, there's little things popping up now. We've got a convoy of cars and people going to Canberra now to protest and fight for freedoms. So this is that sort of domino effect. When one starts something, it starts something else. So this is how we make change. We make change by watching and learning off other people as well, and what kind of changes we can make. And that's really important moving forward, is about people want now to have that input and that choice about the decisions moving forward. I'm not saying they don't want to have somebody in charge, because most people do, but they also want to have input. They don't want to have their mouths gaffer taped anymore. They want to have their voices and they want to be heard. And I think that's something that's definitely coming up about this push. The push is a positive thing, and like I said, sometimes from negative experiences, positive change can happen. So I think that's something that we're going to start to see. There's going to be different regulations and things that are going to be brought in now that are going to be a lot more flexible and have a lot more expandability, and people are going to be much happier with them. And I really feel like a lot of these things are starting to shift and starting to change because of people standing up and people trying to sort of make a difference in this world moving forward. And they're showing me like big metal gates, and it's like on a great big mansion. You've got the beautiful ornate metal gates, and they're showing me that the gates are swinging open. So it's like the gates are opening for people to drive through. So it's like now we're actually being allowed to move forward. Now, it doesn't matter what ways this is showing up in your experience. It could be just that you're moving forward into a different occupation. It could be that you're moving forward in the people that you're considering your friends. It could be that you're moving forward in so many aspects of life. But this is about the gates are opening up. So whenever gates are opening up, it means you are now allowed to speak, to be. And when I say speak, I mean speak your truths. I feel like these platforms and things that are now currently opening up, and I've talked about that before, about the divisions that are going to be on these sort of platforms like YouTube and all these kind of things, these platforms have opened up and the gates are really opening up for the masses, because people want to hear information. People don't want one side of the story anymore. They're tired of living in this organized and structured way. People are wanting to diverse and receive other information. People are wanting to look at things on a whole sort of scale. They don't want to be just fed one sort of area of information. And that's why the gates are starting to open up. Because what's happening, and I think most of us all realize, even with the incident that happened recently with Spotify, with Joe Rogan, the voices of the masses spoke, and they Neil Young wanted to get his music off the platform. It was either get rid of Joe Rogan or I'll take my music off. And Neil Young, sadly, people spoke up and they want to hear from Joe Rogan. So Spotify did the right thing and they stood by Joe Rogan. And now the gates are opening up. We're starting to get different information. We're starting to hear from other doctors. We're starting to hear information from other people. And this isn't just about the virus. I'm talking about all sorts of subjects. Why are we not allowed to hear these things? We can't just keep going on being fact-checked, being taken off platforms and having to find another platform. This is all just getting too hard to navigate for people now. Like, I know myself, I've got to search for things on different things to find that information. And it's very frustrating sometimes when that happens, or when you're even fact-checked on Facebook, which a lot of us have been. I know we get the virus details at the bottom of everything that we post. And it's kind of like, well, how do we know what's true and what isn't true? There's kind of no proof for a lot of these things. So I think everything can't be classed as a conspiracy theory, because a lot of these conspiracies are starting to become fact. So, where do we go from there? But, of course, the gates have to open up now, and we have to allow for that free and flowing information to come from all areas, not just from one area. So that's something that I'm definitely getting, is those gates are opening up and information is starting to flow to a lot more people, and people want that. People are wanting a variety of information. Not everything's going to be factual. I'm not saying that it is, but we certainly are allowed to use our thinking mind and think outside the square. If we all thought and lived in a little box, it wouldn't be a very exciting world, would it? Things wouldn't be getting created. Look at Tesla with these electric vehicles and all this kind of thing. We wouldn't have all these creations and these amazing people that come through if they just were contained. But because they're allowed to think outside the box, it allows for the creation and things to happen in the world and things to move forward, and for people to invent things and people to create things. And there's nothing wrong with creating different platforms for different voices as well. I think that's definitely why I'm getting the gate. The gates are really opening up now, and people are wanting to go in all different directions. We don't have to assimilate with the masses. So what they're saying to me is, we don't want that perfect sort of symmetry. Again, they're showing me like the abstract sort of half of the face with a normal half of the face. Like this half of the face has lots of questions coming out of it. This side of the face is just very calm and very centered. So we do have that mind that's starting to question things. We're starting to open up more. We're starting to learn about different things. And I feel like that's what they're kind of... people are even really tired from all this. Like I keep getting that yawning, that feeling to sigh, and people are exhausted. So, because they're having to use their logical mind all the time to kind of say, why is this happening? What's going on now? They can't... It's very hard, like I said, for people to kind of catch their breath. So that's why we're being given at the moment this sense of calm and that little bit of a break in the cycle. So we can kind of reassess, we can get grounded again. And like I said, it's like the sunset. You just have to be careful that behind that might come some more darkness. So get yourself ready, be prepared, be forearmed, and be ready and willing to sort of face 2022, because I think we're going to find there's still going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of almost, they're saying, riddles. We're going to question things, and that things are going to make sense. Sometimes there's no logic. A lot of people are going through this phase where they feel like there's no logic being used in some of these debates and arguments. Oh my gosh, so sorry. It's this energy is just exhausting, and it's making people really, really tired right around the globe. And we have to look at the ways that we can re-energize ourselves. You know, they talk about vitamin D, vitamin C. There's things you can do to get out in the sunlight, get out in nature. That re-energizes you. You know, this tired energy that we're all feeling. Gosh, I myself last night, I woke up with a really strange heart. I thought I was having a heart attack, but I really believe it's the collective energy that a lot of people are really having effects on their heart now. Like, people want to connect with other people. They want to feel loved. They want to share love. They want to embrace life and have more of that peaceful feeling inside of them. And, you know, hopefully some of us moving forward, we can make some of these shifts and these changes that get us back to that beautiful feeling place, because it's this logical mind that is starting to just tether everybody and make them exhausted. And that's why all the yawning and the exhaustion, because the logical mind is very, very busy, and it's very hard to solve things, and things can be very problematic. And when you're living in your logical mind, you're a long, long way away from your emotional body. So we've got to kind of get the balance right. This is about finding good balance to improve how you're feeling, improve your heart space, and just to have a really much better life in general. I mean, we don't want to be dictated to forever. We want to have that input and have our voices heard as well. So look, thanks for watching today. I hope some of these tips helped you. Try and get your energy levels up, because the exhaustion is just becoming too much for people now. Eat really well. Get exercising. Sometimes if you go and you exercise, you actually get more energy. It's kind of weird, because when you don't feel like doing exercise, that's an example too, is that when you do exercise, you always feel more energized. And you know, and again, it's like ask a busy person. If you ask a busy person to do a job, it always gets done. So that's how you have to look at life. You have to engage in life. You have to get out there, get moving, make a change, make differences in the world. And I think you'll start to really energize yourself as well. So look, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. If you want to go check out my other videos, I've got tons of self-help videos that can help you if you're feeling isolated, depressed, suicidal. Hit those like buttons, because that helps the messages keep going around. And of course, comment below. I love hearing from you guys. It's so interesting when we're going through the same experiences. Oh, I'm so tired. Please go and start moving and start getting yourself energized, because even I'm tired from all of this, and this collective energy has to be risen up now. It's time. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.